What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Magic. His opponent today in the Poseidon color, playing as blue, his name is Skady, and I do know what I did there. I thought about stopping when I screwed that up, and then I said, you know what? I'm just going to continue through, and we're just going to leave it like that. We've been seeing a lot of Zeus recently. Zeus has been, I don't know if Zeus is like the flavor of the month or not, but it seems like Magic plays Zeus, Skady's playing some Zeus. Everyone's playing Zeus nowadays. Everyone loves the Zeus god and is like, let's get those games in there. But we'll see how things are going to go here. Magic is maybe, Magic Zeus is maybe a little bit on the older school side of things. So I'm interested to see what sort of a style he's going to go with against Skady's Poseidon here, because we've seen a lot of Centaur shenanigans, and players like Matrius have kind of refuted the Centaur opening to some degree by just simply playing a defensive two-town center game, because the Centaur just cannot seem to get enough value to pay for themselves and slow the opponent down enough that the two-town center is something that doesn't work. So we'll see what's going to happen here. There are a lot of options for Zeus in this matchup. You can go for an Athena style. You can go for a two-town center style. You can go for a fast three-town center style. You can delete your granary for some reason over there and move onto a different location. And you can obviously go for those centaurs. You can even go for like a fake centaur mass Hippikon idea into an early spirited charge idea. There's a lot of different ideas. Whether they work or not remains to be seen, as Magic now moves himself into the middle of the map, finds himself some elephant here, and we'll see how it's going to go. Alrighty, so what I like here from Skady is he has left his home hunt completely here. He's got double rhino, he's got 4 gazelle, he's got an elephant, and he's got a crowned crane to boot here. So I don't know, you do the math on how much food is here. If we can do some quick math here, 1,000, 2,000, 2,600 or so. I'm going to go with 2,000. My guess is 2,700. No, 2,600. That's my guess. 2,500 food in the main base. I'm looking 2,500, and you do the math. That was my guess. No, it's got to be 50, isn't it? We'll go with 2,450. All right, I'm locking that in. Okay. All right. So, but also Skady getting these elephants in the front here. What is his plan going to be? Does he go for the middle town center here? Does he go for the back town center here? One wall here, one wall around this location onto this forest here, and then one wall down here. Basically prevents those centaur from doing anything, because you can just kind of sit your heroes over on these other positions here just to defend. So we'll see how things are going to go. You don't remember how the crown crane has 100 food. So 150, 100, 1,000, 750. There you go. I gave you the numbers. What are you guys saying? How close was I? All right. Little cheeky scouting here from Skady, and we'll see what the players are doing here. It is a little bit late on this map to be advancing for both players. Magic Kid going through Hermes, and he is looking to me like he's going for a town center here. Skady, on the other hand, here advancing a little bit later. I don't hate late advances, but I don't love them either. The way that I understand the economy is, so long as you can afford to build villages, advancing faster is the better idea. Because if you can get yourself a second town center that like 30 seconds faster, 45 seconds faster, a minute faster, that ends up paying off in a really, really big way. So even though you get more resources advancing at 5 minutes at the 5-minute mark, at the like 8-minute mark, if you go on for that second town center faster, you've got way more resources. So it just depends on when you really want those resources and why. And I think Skady here is a little bit concerned about those centaur coming his way. So he's deciding to do something a little bit different here. And Magic is just going for a fast second town center. So no centaur at the moment. No centaur coming through for Magic. He's just going for a town center, and he's going to be trying to play this one in the boomy style that Zeus loves to do. The question is, will he go into Centaur afterwards? Or is he just going to go for like fast heroics or fast military units or something like that? Skady's Katoskabots here getting pushed back here by the Centaur of Magic. Unfortunately for Magic, Skady notices that one and pulls back. Skady going to get his own town center. Look at the hunt there. He's got double elephant on that. How good of a map can you really ask for? This is as good as it comes. Magic is getting himself out. No, not Magic. Skady is getting himself out. Double stables here. Does he have his upgrades out? No upgrades. I'm pretty sure he's a little bit worried about something coming his way here. But once he sees that town center coming up on this position, on the score, I think Skady's going to immediately go, oh, that's what's happening. Let's cancel those Hippikon and start getting myself my economic upgrades and play a more boomy game as Magic now sitting in the center of the map. And you can see one thing here from Skady is he's delayed the Hippolyta and the Theseus ever so slightly, which does give him a slight advantage here in terms of the economy. I think Magic did as well, though, so he doesn't actually get that advantage, but nonetheless, Magic getting pushed back here. We do see the Centaurs duking it out on this position as Magic gets one little attack on that spot there. The bolt comes down onto the Hippolyta. No surprises there. Skady going to be able to rebuild that one very, very fast here as the Centaur gets a little bit glitched out. If the Theseus was micro just a little bit there, it would have smacked that Centaur. Doesn't happen though, as the Hippikon are all out for Skady, and he's going to have some map control coming forward here, as Magic is just like, I'm just going to get this town center. Can he sneak the town center up or not is the big question. As we see one stable coming up on the front here, Magic doesn't have the resources. He wanted the town center, but he's not going to be able to get it, and he might actually need to click ceasefire to prevent this town center from coming up. The question is, how aware is Skady going to be that a potential town center could be getting built here? One thing that's easy to see here is if you watch the score, when the town center goes down, you can actually, when the town center goes down, the score is going to drop, and you see that exactly happen here. And Skady is already onto this one, and this is going to have to be a ceasefire here for Magic, most likely, as there's no way for him to defend this amount of Hippikon at this point. Clicks that ceasefire, and now Skady, on the other hand here, is he going for a town center? No, he built his Hippolyta out. I don't particularly like that, but Magic will get himself that third town center up first and foremost, and he's going to be in a good spot here. Skady, a little bit behind on the villages for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why that's the case. He must have been housed here. He must have been housed or something. He's got 1,000 population now, so it feels like he's like, wow, why did I get housed? But yeah, Magic's in a great position now. Not only is he already in front on villages, but also he's on 3 town centers. The question is going to be, how much value are these 8 Hippikon going to be able to get here? Can he hit these villages over here? Can he come in and pick off some villages over here? Magic is a really, really good defender as well. So hitting raids against Magic, in my own experience, is quite difficult. He's he reacts really, really quickly to raids, and generally speaking, and you can see, look, he's already pulling off of that wood. He knows it's not important to just leave them there. Just pull them off early. There's a lot of idle time getting caused by this raid, though, by Skady. That's going to be big, but Magic knows how important it is to just keep the villagers alive rather than just saying, oh, maybe he's not going to find me. Maybe he will. I don't know. He reacts super early, and I think this is something that you can definitely add into your own gameplay, and it's going to help you out quite a bit, is if you pull the villagers preemptively, you're going to have a much better time defending against those raids, or a much better time in this thing. As the village is retreating away from this location over here, Skady is still getting pressure on, still not putting up that next town center. Magic is only in front by a handful of villages. It's not a really big deal, but the longer Magic holds this 3-2 town center advantage, the worse it gets, as Magic does try to pull this hippopotamus nice and close to the town center, and he does manage to do so in a good way. We'll have to drop a granary, but it's still underneath the town center. No real way to raid that there, as the Hippikon going to be coming back in onto this position here. Is Magic starting to make his own Hippikon? Yes, he is, as the centaur gets sniped down there. And the Hippikon are going to be sneaking through here, attempting to take down the Odysseus there as well. Skady now going to be getting himself medium cavalry, hitting this location. And Magic yet again pulls back before the Hippikon even get there. Obviously, Magic now 500 gold. He's on this position here as well. And Magic looks like he's going to be pulling back yet again. Kind of assuming Skady's going to come over here. And Skady not going to actually head that way, but Magic still does that early movement. Nonetheless, I really love that play from Magic. I've got to start incorporating that because now he's just continuing to get villagers in. It doesn't matter that they're not gathering so long as they're not dead. And even so, they are still gathering. They're just gathering from a different location here as Skady checks out this gold mine, sees no one over there. Magic did overgather gold just a little bit in this position as the Hippikon going to be pushing Skady back over here. Skady with a lot of wood in the bank, a lot of gold in the bank, and he does send some villagers forward now to get that town center. And now, not only that, Skady going to have to pull back his own Hippikon to defend his town center going up here. If Magic wants to put some pressure onto that, he can do that. It's only, I say it's only 10 villager differential here, but 10 villager differential basically means every minute that passes, that's like 600 resources that your opponent is getting that you're not getting. So 10 villagers is a really, really big deal. But Magic's only going to be able to have that advantage for so long here in this game because Skady's going to be able to catch up to 80 villagers relatively quickly. So even though Magic's going to have, I would guess he's probably going to have somewhere in the vicinity of 1,200 to 1,800 resource advantage in this from this villager advantage. That could be enough to win a game, in all honesty. That's a lot of resources. So we'll see how things are going to go. As the Hippikon coming through, Magic does react here very, very quickly. Instead of running here, he decides to start shanking as there's only a handful of Hippikon. They're not going to lose a single villager on that raid. Does lose a lot of idle time there, which is still a very big thing. Skady getting himself Spirited Charge here and Hand Axe. Personally, I'm not sure if Spirited Charge is worth the favor at this point. Better to get yourself like copper weapons, copper mail, or copper shields. Or even 2 of those upgrades, and that's going to be giving you a little bit more of an advantage over the Spirited Charge, but we'll see if it's going to help out Skady enough in these fights, because it does give you that extra 10% damage here as Skady does decide to take the fight. He is very much behind on population here, and Magic's got so many resources in the bank as the stables are starting to come down here, and Skady has to retreat back. Magic also getting himself Bowsaw. For those of you who don't know, Bowsaw is a ridiculously efficient technology for Greek. It says that it only gives 10%, but practically it gives somewhere in the vicinity of 20% bonus wood gather rate for Greek. I think I might have to get that one checked out. Maybe someone can let me know in the chat there to confirm that. But it is a ridiculously efficient technology. That's all I remember. But yeah, Magic grabbing that one really, really early, obviously aware of that. Apparently Victor says, yes, it is about 20% there. So unless he's talking about someone else, I'm not sure. But here we go. More units coming through, and Skady now coming through onto the backside of the archers here. Nice control there from Magic, but the cavalry surrounding everything here will be able to win this fight, and this is huge for Skady. He really needs an advantage here in this game because Magic is already clicked up through Apollo here at this moment. Going to be taking out those Toxotes, pulling back, and that being said, Magic will be going through Apollo, and guess what Magic can do now? He can get himself Prodromus out. You don't want to get out too many Prodromus. I would never recommend auto-queuing Prodromus out. Get yourself 6 Prodromus. Get yourself somewhere in that vicinity of Prodromus and then back into Hippikon, because once you build a handful of them, your opponent can react and go into something else. But if you just get out a nice amount of them, then your opponent can't just hard counter your decision to go into mass Prodromus there. As the Hippikon now going to be looking for some raids. We do see these villagers over here have found these double elephant. That's going to be really, really huge. As Aphrodite coming through for Skady. As we all know, Aphrodite is the better late game god, but we see a little cheeky raid coming in. Skady might just click ceasefire at this point. He does still have that one, but he can just retreat back, take a couple of villager losses, because he is going for the raids over here as well. And yet again, Magic with the reactions there, pulls back off of that location before the Hippikon even hit that raid. This is what, I mean, I keep on saying it, but this is what makes Magic such an incredibly good player. Heavy cavalry coming in, irrigation coming through, copper mail, bowsaw coming through as well. Magic obviously looking to go to the next age here as the Manticore getting targeted down. Will it go down in time? It looks like it does as the raids still continuing. And look at this, Magic retreating off of the elephants here early as he sees the Hippikon coming this way. It's almost like Magic has got map hacks to some degree, but this is literally just Magic's brain on like crazy mode. This is what, like, we talk about this a little bit, and we have some really, really talented players in Age of Mythology, but the fact of the matter is the talent that RTS brings and playing at the professional level of RTS brings is this sort of these sorts of ideas. And Magic, I can't say enough praise to him for his ability to play at that professional level, and he's shown what it takes here and what you can do with that extra level. But we'll see if it's going to be enough in this game, because even with all of this incredibly good reactions that Magic has been putting and the lack of villages he's lost in this game, he still has to deal with the fact that he's up against Poseidon, who's got access to Curse, who's got access to Divine Blood, which that technology really boosts the economy of a Greek player really, really big. And also the militia and everything else that come out in the late game. We'll see if Magic can work this one out, as he's going to be retreating back to Hippikon now, hitting those villages yet again. Magic going to be retreating off of that location. He does hit a raid over here to hit Skady, and after all is said and done, it seems like the raid that Magic has hit was more value than the raid that even Skady hit with all of his army there, as the village is pulling back to the town center on this location. We're now starting to see some military academies coming out. You can kind of skip the military academies, in my opinion, in this game, in this matchup. You want to go into archers and Helepolis and towers. So getting yourself out a handful of hoplites, you can kind of skip that in a way. It's not that important, especially when you've got yourself well, actually, no, Magic doesn't have himself Nemean Lions. He's going to have to deal with that somehow, as the Nemean Lions are coming in, getting some serious value here in these fights. That Odysseus does also die to the Roar there, as Skady is sitting with a really solid population advantage. The Hippikon coming through on... You hate to see it. The Hippikon sits on the gold mine. He can leave that here. It can actually hit the villagers on that gold as well. That's actually quite funny, as the Hippikon comes through and going to be raiding this location there as well. Skady pulling back. He's starting to pull ahead a little bit in the score. His villagers are doing... His villagers are getting himself some nice advantage here as well. He's now 67 villages to 67 villages. The Nemean Lions are so much value here in this fight as well. You very rarely see those heroic age myth units, but it is working out a treat here for Skady, as Magic is pulling back now, going to be jumping onto this gold line. We see the Helepolis are coming over here, hitting those units as well. And Magic's fortress is going to be helping him out a little bit, but he's just got no resources in the bank. I don't know where his economy has gone, but the raid here, the push through for Skady with these Nemean Lions has been gigantic. We see some Manticores coming through, but not going to be that much of a help. Magic does have a ton of farms up, but it's just not going to be enough, I don't think. Skady, on the other hand, he's got a handful of farms in his main base. He's sitting at 69 villages. He's going up more and more on those villages, as now Magic is just in a complete mess of a position now. He doesn't really have a gold mine anywhere. The Hippikon can't even hit the villagers. Okay, that's unfortunate where that's concerned. And Magic in that position does decide to tap out. Skady finds the win in this game with a pretty brutal Nemean Lion timing attack here. While I was singing the praises of Magic to keep his villagers alive here, I think that in reality, the raids that Skady was getting while he wasn't picking any villagers off, he was causing a lot of idle time, and I'm interested to see exactly what was happening here, because you can see that the Magic villagers had such an advantage here in terms of numbers, but the resource total here didn't indicate that. So while Skady wasn't getting the value here, he was keeping himself in the game, so to speak, by hitting those raids, by idling those villages in such a big way. So while I love the Magic idea there, I think that maybe Magic felt like he was a little bit further ahead than he might have thought he was, and not defending this position was his big downfall, getting pushed off of these villages here, losing all of these villages, and maybe also, I mean, not finishing off these elephants either. No walls up for either player in this game is a little bit funky to see. allowing all those raids to actually hit really did give Skady the advantage here in this one. But if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you guys enjoyed it, if you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.